at you with First Descendant. Hope everyone's day is going well. Going to be going through and just playing the game normally. Um, get the daily challenges done for those coins for the New Year thing. I am still currently also working on my other account that I am slowly doing the challenges too, so there might be a time period where I stop streaming and going off to go do that. But today my goal is to try to get as much out there for my builds, so probably gonna do reactor farming soon. Matter of fact, let's see real quick. The thing is still open, right? Because it said a day earlier, so it's still open, right? Yeah, they did extend it. That's nice. So it ends today. Maybe. What am I missing? Missing 3 of these. Okay. I need to get on my other account to buy stuff too. Matter of fact, is there any Haley stuff? Because if there's Haley stuff, then I'll get off before I will be getting off for sure before, so I can get that stuff. There's a Descendant slot, so I need to go do that too, actually. Okie dokie. Probably it's 4:40. The thing resets by let's see, got 7 hours until reset, so probably about 2 hours remaining. I'll get on my other account and get that done, since I did say that if I can get to my subscriber count by the end of the year, I will be giving out my account. I'll change the email on it, obviously, and then I will be giving out the account to anyone lucky. The reason why I do it, the one, I'm new to giveaways, and the reason why I'm doing it like that is because I'm a small content creator. I'm not even popular, and to give to the people that do watch me, best thing I can do is give you stuff that I can get completed on the game. But let's get started. What's my how much time do I got left on this booster? 3 hours and 16 minutes. Okay, let's get started. Hagios. Oh, it's this one? Okay, I don't mind doing this one, because I don't think there's any at the other one. Let's see. There's nothing that I need there. Okay. Let's get started.
You can't escape. No getting away. Begin tracking.
On landing all bullets, you get a critical rate of 100 and no, I will say it's not a bad idea to still throw crit rate on this because then you can crit without having to hit all your shots, but the thing is you only have a 1%, meaning you might be able to get it up to 10%, but after that it's not gonna really do much. So it's probably better to add element damage. Let's see what element. Okay, there's no element damage for the Smithereens. As you can see, it's just firearm attack. But I do have electric attack here. Bonus against a colossi, critical hit, and a firearm attack. What I could throw on this is a different element damage, or I could just boost the electric that's already there. So let's see real quick. I already got electric on it. Let's see something real quick. I could put poison. I can either put toxic on it, or I could put chill on it. Probably put toxic actually. See how that would work out. Definitely gonna put weak point though. It increases it to what, 1.35? Or would it increase it here though? Yeah, 1.35 still. I don't think there's anything else. I really don't know what to use on shotguns, to be honest. Like, I got the basics. I only have better concentration because of the fact that I put charge amplification, meaning I get minus 30, while this gains me 37, meaning it counters it out. I could still throw crit on it though because it does have the fixed critical hit rate of 100, so I could technically put, you know what, let's do that. Let's put concentrated priority on this build. Oh, I'm curious now. I'm curious which is better, the firearm attack, critical, or the priority. I'm actually curious now. The crit might be better just due to the fact that as long as you hit every single bullet on an enemy, you're gonna crit no matter what. So maybe that might be better. Especially when you fight Colossal, you're gonna hit all your bullets probably. So I might actually do that. Just take charge amplification off real quick and then put concentrated priority and see what happens when I upgrade it.
Make you stronger.
I have no gold. I'm at 986, right? Let's test something real quick. I should put that back real quick, and then I'm gonna go and do 242. This one even gives me 100 more. At least this one also gives me crit too, though. Before we continue this, I'm going to look at what people run, cause maybe if that's one thing I just want to know from people's perspective is do they run crit or do they run firearm attack? I need to know that, cause I want to know what the best option is for that. Okie dokie, let's get started. Let's see. Let's look up. I'm gonna look up like one or two videos of the Smitherins and see what people are semi doing. Ain't no way someone already made a 16-second Defiler Smitherins build with Glee. Now that is worth watching, cause that is the literally new boss that just came out. So let's see. If it's really just Smitherin or if it's other things involved. Yeah, he had something else involved. That's the reason why he beat it so quickly. Cause he was using the rocket launcher. He used the rocket launcher at first, and he fired a set of rockets to proc a talent, I think. Yeah, he procced like 2 or 3 talents. But he also has weapon cores rolled. Uh, it wasn't just the pure smithereens. He used a rocket to do some type of damage too. So, I mean, I need to know what he's saying about the rocket real quick. Like I said, see, this is why I don't watch the full video because he used a bug. Basically, he's using Glee. He had his rocket launcher. He procced something with the rocket launcher to switch the weapon and then use the weapon, and the proc still worked on the switched weapon, which is actually currently a bug. So, not gonna listen to that because, you know, if that's all people are gonna do, then that's cheating, in my opinion. You're using a glitch in the system, basically, or a bug in the system to do good. Okay, we're gonna see how this works out. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's see. So, what I've noticed a lot of people run, I'm gonna test this obviously, but I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy it as much, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Because to what people are running, they're like, you know what I find weird? I don't think people look at every mod, or they just continue to go based off all mods that they've been using over time. Obviously, this charge amplification gives me 300k in DPS because it gives me a total of 100. It makes me go from 93 to 133 because it gives me a total of 40% fire attack, but I do lose out on 30% critical hit damage. That is true. This, on the other hand, I lose out on 30% firearm attack, but I also get 10 crit, which gives me a total of 27,000. While this gives me 103. 27, 103. And then, where is it? Oh, it's not in this one, it's over here. And then concentrated priority. You know, what I find actually funny is that actually you're losing DPS because the like you could think about it. It's funny because they see the reload time is 1.6. This will make it a 2.08, and you're losing damage. Yeah, you're losing damage. So let's see. Let's go based off what people run, right? Let's go like even like look, you're only getting 2,000 because the gun's not even a crit gun. Now, obviously, if you hit your shots, you get a full 100% crit, right? But let's see. Fire rate up is on this build, right? I'm gonna test their build, and then I'm gonna test my build. Let's see what this one is. This is what I don't get. So I'm not gonna be able to put them all on, but real life fighter is one, overwhelm is another. So, and then I think it was next would be shell up. I don't have room for shell up right now, but so this is one reason why I won't run this build. Cause You probably will do some disgusting numbers, and one, I already started building the build the way I want it instead of what a lot of people are running. And come to find out, everyone and their mother that's been using the shotgun are on PC and on mouse and key. Well, you think about this: weak point damage is 10. You get accuracy of 5 minus 5, right? You get minus 20% accuracy here, and then plus 20 recoil here. So let's
Well,
say if I was to
you're here for
increase
modules, right?
stuff real quick. Real life fighter just makes it to where your power goes up, but the accuracy of minus 20 stays the same, right? So minus 20 accuracy, and this gets up to minus 20 accuracy. As 2 accuracies gone, right? As two accuracies, minus a total of 40% accuracy with plus 20% recoil. You do that on a console, or I should say controller, you're not hitting no weak point on anybody besides Colossal. So unless you run this on pure Colossal fights, there's no point. I think, like, and I'm at 667, and I don't know in this video if they show you what their DPS is at the end. They don't show us at the end. Yeah. So they don't really show you what their damage of DPS is in total. Now, out of all of this, I can assume you could throw real life fighter on this because it is a shotgun, right? You can throw that and be fine, right? Target vulnerability gives you 10 weak point and then minus 5, right? Well, like even if I got 40%, like even with all the weak point I have on this build right now, I don't have this maxed out. I'm not gonna max it out. My weak point is at a 1.45, right? Well, 1.45, if you're just gonna add 30 more to this, which I don't even have enough to upgrade it right now, and I don't have room either, so I'm not gonna do it. And this weak point damage plus wood, and advantage inflicting damage modifier plus 1.45 for 5 seconds up to 10 sacks. Upon successful advantage infinity weak point. Weak point damage is advantage modifier. So what's considered upon successful advantage affinity? That I do need to look up. Because maybe that might be good in general. Okay, I just found out something. So basically what Overwhelm would do is upon successfully advantage affinity weak point damage plus 1%. Advantage affinity damage modifier plus 1.45 for 5 seconds up to 10 stacks. Lose 2 stacks on advantage affinity failure cooldown 30 seconds. So I'm gonna guess if you miss a weak point, either well, a successful advantage affinity, meaning you have to hit weak points with it though. It's because basically it's good. That's basically what the mod is going based off, if I'm correct. So basically, as a shotgun is considered burst, right? Like for instance, the Devour weak point type is Pierce. Attack attributes are toxic, and the attribute resistance is very weak against element. Well, the Pierce type is its Pierce weak point is Pierce, right? So weak point type is crushed. Well, let's see real quick. Weak point is burst. Weak point type is burst, meaning shotguns will work the best on this one because shotguns are bursts, right? And then it's a toxic attribute, so it's very strong toxic, very weak electric. So basically, in theory, if you use real life fire, max it out, and overwhelm, max it out, and then you throw on an element mod of electricity, and you proc all those, and you don't miss your shots on the weak point, you're going to do more damage because you're using a gun that's burst and its weak point type is burst. So that's its weakness is burst, and also that's why you see a lot of people killed probably the Defiler with the shotgun quickly, or they're also using a bug in the game currently with the shotgun with using a different weapon first and then proccing a talent and then switching weapons, and the proc stays for the other weapon too while you're also proccing whatever is on your other weapon. But yeah, with this though, it's true. You could probably get some unbelievable damage out of it by using this stuff. What the problem is the amount of damage. Literally the amount of damage you gotta literally throw out of the game. Like raw damage just to rely on hitting all shots on weak point. Don't get me wrong, this would be a really good setup if you hit all weak point shots, but this is more so for a PC player. Because let's say if I did max this out, which let's say I do max it out, right? Do I have anything on my shotguns right now currently that gets me a minus 40% accuracy? Probably not. It's probably the only one that does do that. So in reality, let's go based off. What's my gold at? 2.2 mil. So I have enough, but I'll be broke as hell after. So let's test something real quick. Wrong one. Let's take out. I'll do this build later to test it, but right now, this is definitely not what I'm gonna run. One, it's weak. I'm purposely building to fight the Defiler with this gun, so electricity is gonna be the way to go. Fire rate up is gonna be the way to go. Excess will be there, and then we can throw on action and reaction rifle. See, I'm already at more damage than what my other one is. Yes, weak point is different. It's not calculated on the DPS scale. The reason why it's not calculated on the DPS cal though is because weak point, you have to hit the weak point. This gives me 33,833. This gives me 129,000. Notice that, right? What if I took all this stuff off though, right? Does it change? 104. Right? 104,000 now. 26,000 now. 104 and 26,000, right? You see that. Let's put the action and reaction back now. 103 instead of 104 now. And 27 instead of 26. So in theory, this increased while this decreased because you're losing crit. Even though you're gaining a tremendous amount of firearm attack. 33,900, right? This, on the other hand, is 29,000. So, yeah. Let's put elemental fire rate up. Just crit rate and crit damage. I don't need crit rate. Crit damage and weak point. Target detection wouldn't be bad, because I'd be increasing my crit damage and weak point at the same time. But the weak point's only +2, so it's not gonna make a difference. Just like this one is only +1 firearm attack. Gives you 3,000, surprisingly. As you can see, no matter what, putting on concentrated priority makes you lose value on the DPS scale, because it does increase to 1.4, but it's not worth it. I mean, in reality, it increases your DPS. It's not really taking away DPS, but the problem is you're taking 2 full seconds to reload. That's the problem. So I would say concentrated priority is a go. You can use it, but make sure you're running the increase in magazine size. Me personally, I want to try something like this where I can get firearm attack and crit damage right here, right? It's giving me 33,800 now, right? After putting all this on, it's giving me 33,000, while this one's giving me 129,000. You notice how this one earlier was only saying 104, 10 or 106. Now it's at 129 because now it increases with what you put on your build already. This, in theory, would put me at 1.2 crit damage. But if I run one of these, I can't run the concentrated priority. But what I would do then, if I want to add more crit, I could add this, which gives me a 1.5, right? And then let's say if I add this, right? That gives me a 1.619, right? Now, I could say let's not put this and put this. It gives me a 1.882. But then if I want crit, you'll also add, I think it's this one, 1.92. Is there one that increases my crit rate? Or not crit rate, crit damage. Is it hit rate focus? Accuracy +8, firearm critical, hit damage +3. think it might be this one. Let's see.
Modules will make you stronger.
Yes, it increases your crit rate to plus 13 and your accuracy plus 30. And your accuracy is going to be better and you get 13 critical hit damage, right? Let's do this. Waste the rest of my money right there. So now with this and this and this, you have a 2.025 critical hit base damage. But let's say you take away this, right? You go down to a 1.652. Let's say if you do that though and you add this, you go back up to a 1.762 instead of a 2 point whatever. In my opinion, that's still, I don't think that's going to make a big difference, because in reality the concentrated priority will only be useful on this build is against colossal fights. Because you're, as long as you hit all your pellets on the target, you're going to be fine. With the crit rate constantly, that would be a better. A 1.762 is not a bad. That's still not bad. And then weak point is a 1.0, which if I really wanted to make my weak point go up, what I would do is throw on weak point insight, which I would throw on. That's true. I will throw weak point insight on no matter what. More than likely, so I can just increase the weak point to a 1.35. The only other thing is I don't know if I should run expanded weapon charge or if I should run I could run expanded weapon charge. I could run weak point, or I could run another elemental damage for electric conduction. Upon inflicting electrocution, increases attack power by 22.4 for 5 seconds. Cooldown is 30 seconds. I can make it to where I get a burst amount of damage big time for 5 seconds. Or I can just put on electric gun barrel and get a electric attack, but it would decrease my fire rate though. Oh no, that's, oh, never mind. This one. You get electric attack, but the reload time modifier. Now, what I could do is, since these are the same thing, the con is just different. Well, actually, you get more fire, or you get more attack than you do with this one. I take that back. So this one could be theoretically better, but fire rate's 20. I mean, not 20, 200. Fire rate's 25, and this is going to take 25 away. Well, I'm at 150 now. So basically, I'll go from being at 200 back down to 150 again if I run that mod. Or I could lose a little bit, which, you know what, let's test it real quick. Let's take off fire rate real quick, right? And just put on electric gun barrel and see what we are looking at for the increase.
What can I help you with?
You get a 90% increase, but a minus 25% fire rate, right? 90 and minus 25.
Modules will make you stronger.
This one gives you 30. I mean 50. So you lose out on 40% of electric attack power. But now you're only losing a 8% reload time modifier. No, I mean a 30% reload time. I was looking at the wrong thing. You're losing a... Meaning, what would you rather do? Reload your gun that takes 2 seconds, but you can literally shortcut it by like rolling. When it's about to be almost done reloading, all you have to do is roll. And I'm pretty sure that would work for shotguns, because it works for a lot of other guns. So I'm pretty sure it would work for a shotgun too. It all depends if I could unload a whole mag still with the 150 fire rate compared to 200. Because if the 50% boost in the fire rate isn't enough, in reality, maybe using the fire rate up is useless. We won't know until I try it out. Basically, one way to try it out is throw electric priority on and throw on the other one after testing electric priority, and basically go fight a boss, like not normal bosses, but go fight a colossal, and see when you put the colossal in its down state, see if you can unload a whole magazine with electric priority, or well, you're going to with electric priority no matter what, probably. But see if you can unload a magazine with being at a 150 fire rate. Basically, you're just gonna base your stuff off on if you can unload the magazine in that short amount of time. The last two mods, I'm probably gonna use electric priority, give me the 50% boost, and then get the minus the 30 reload time on a fire, right? And then my next option, in reality, I have a rounds per magazine at 15. You really don't need more than 15, because our reload time is at 1.6 right now, but once we put on that other one, it'd be also 2 seconds. Now that 2 seconds is enough time for a Colossal to get back up and actually go into an immunity phase, probably. So in reality, maybe it might be better to run expanded weapon charge. But in reality, either you're gonna run this to match up with this, obviously. But then your choice comes down to expanded weapon charge, right? Or you could either put, like, on the last option, I can run an expanded weapon charge for one slot. No, not that. I could run a weak point insight. So expanded weapon charge, weak point insight. Weak point expansion. So on weak point hit, weak point damage is plus 81. Cooldown's 14 seconds. Maybe that is good with the shotgun. Who knows? Let's see. Let's take away this real quick. Weak point's at 1.8 now. If I take this off, it goes down to 1. So, this does make your weak point jump up, but there's a cooldown on how many times you can use it. So, 14 seconds. So, let's see.
Hey there.
Which
What
might
can
be
I help
better
you
than
with?
using real life fighter on the controller. Because you can get it to go down in 10 seconds. You can literally get it to cool down down every 10 seconds, which is actually not that bad. And that would give me a 2 times multiplier for sure for weak point. Then I could just throw weak point insight instead of throwing on I can literally throw on this weak point insight and then throw on either expanded weapon charge or throw on the other thing for the electric priority. My weak point will be over a 2, and then my critical hit damage would be at a 1 point, basically a 1.7. So in theory, I mean, I hit a weak point, I hit all my shots, my crit's decent, my weak point is really powerful. But I mean, you could also do what everyone else has been doing, and you could throw on real life fighter and overwhelm if you want, but you lose. You by doing this and then throwing more weak point on because you're obviously going to be relying on pure weak point at this point. You would probably you would take off the electric enhancement, and then after taking electric enhancement off, you'll throw another weak point on, which would be somewhere on this list. It's instead of hit rate focus, it's I think it's called weak point focus. Maybe, right? Weak point aiming? No. Fixed shot? No. Weak point would be under M, so maybe it's under M. Oh yeah, it'd be under weak point. And you could throw weak point insight, get a critical hit rate, and get weak point damage. Focus fire, weak point damage, and critical hit rate. Weak point detection, 5 and then 1. Or you can use target vulnerability, which gives you the biggest bang for your buck for weak point, but you lose 20% accuracy. You would throw this on, get a really good amount of weak point, really, really good, but you get a minus 40% accuracy and then a plus 20% recoil. So the best way to find out is how badly would the accuracy take an effect. Because let's see, accuracy at the moment is 21.60 and 40, right? The recoil doesn't really matter. But like, if I take this off, it doesn't show you the minus accuracy because real life real life fighter accuracy is minus 20 upon successful attack in a weak point. Firearm attack is then plus 3 for 5 seconds up to 10 stacks. So you can get 30% of firearm attack, but loses 2 per stack per failed weak point attack. But as soon as you hit a weak point, that 21 and 40 plus whatever you get for the target vulnerability, whatever you get for that minus 20, and then on weak point hit you get that minus 20. At that point, you're talking about this being that's 40. You're probably talking about the aim shot accuracy going down to like 30, like low 30. And then the hip fire accuracy is probably going to go down to like basically 10, probably. Meaning the gun would absolutely be horrendous to use. I mean, horrendous. And it would only be reliable if you use a mouse and key. So my build that I'm purposely going to be building for this gun will make it good for basically all players. That's one thing I do not like about PC content creators. It's not that their content's bad or nothing. It's good. It packs a punch and everything. But at the end of the day, they only give you what they're good with. Meaning it might not be good with what you use. And people get all these high numbers and they say in the chat, like, why isn't this happening for me? Well, it's because at the end of the day, the content creators don't tell you this is meant for mouse and key. Because it's easier to aim and control recoil on mouse and key than it is controller. even on mouse and key, the accuracy being that low is still gonna affect you. The recoil is what really helps you the most with PC. That plus 20 is non-existent really on PC. While on console, that can make a difference depending on the weapon you're using. This one's gonna give me crit damage. This one's gonna give me rounds per mag. So what I might do is actually use this one, cause I'm getting what is it? 17 rounds. Yeah, I get more rounds in this cause this one is only gonna go up to 30, I think. But the whole point of it is because it's increasing my crit. Like, look, it just made it go up to a 1.69. Yes, that's true. But the closer to a 2 times for my critical hit damage, the better.
Modules will make you stronger.
I don't even have enough to. I'm out of money. Ooh, max HP, max shield, and toxic resistance. Yo, everything in the gold. I mean, obviously it's not as highly rated as some of the gold ones, but dang, keeping it. Cause look, toxic skill power, firearm status effect, trigger rate, and skill duration. The 4 sets don't matter, but look, toxic skill power is 6.2, right? I can run 2 of these, right? I can run 2 of these, and then I could run 2 of the gold ones, and that gives me a 6.2 skill power, toxic skill power 6.2, and then the other one, which gives you, I don't even own one really. The other one, which would give you 6.2 skill power. So you get 12.4 skill power increase. Yep, you'll get 12.4 skill power increase. The reason why I don't feel, look, 12 point, yeah, you get only 12.4 instead of 26.1. That's true. But the skill cost of plus 15, who knows on who the best. There's gonna be descendants you can run it on, and there's descendants that you don't want. Like, the way you could make money, you could run a Slayer set on Bunny and be fine. But a Slayer set on Bunny would only be good for colossal fights, on my opinion. Because a Slayer set on Bunny and Mobby, you're gonna run out of your electricity quicker. No, not electricity. I mean, you're gonna run out of your MP quicker because the skill cost is so much higher. Now, one way to find out is if there's anything that will increase my skill cost. Like, let's see. Let's pull Buddy out real quick. Right, 400% is empty right now because I was working around with something. Let's say we do that, right? Let's go with, where's it? Skill cost, skill cost, skill cost, skill cost. Is there really not a skill cost on here? No, there's not. What happens if I look it up? Max shield and skill cost minus 3.7. I don't even think there is one that's gonna increase my skill cost though. I think all the skill cost ones are gonna be decreasing skill cost instead of increasing it. Oh no, there is one actually. I take that back. No, that's cooldown. That's not even skill cost. So no, there's not one that increases your skill cost, I think. I don't think there is. Let's see. Skill. I was not under all of them anyways. Okay, Fergal mindset minus 8.15 minus 35. That's minus. That's minus. Skill cost minus. Skill power also minus. Skill cost minus. Win skills. Maybe this one? Nope. Minus. Minus. So all of the skill cost mods are all minus. So running the Slayer set, you're gonna get 15 plus skill cost. So you can't really. I mean, I could multiply it if I want to get into all the numbers, but in theory, I have to equip want four of them and see what happens. Which sadly, I don't have four. I have 1, 2, and 3. I have 3. I'm missing one. Missing the sensor. Yeah, I'm missing this sensor. That's the only thing I'm missing to find out. Plus 15% cost, right? Well, what you could probably do is electricity cost is 100. Could be wrong, but I'm gonna try something out real quick. Cause what you do is you get 15. If I'm correct, you get plus 15, right? I'm assuming that would be considered 15%, right? Let's see. Yeah, 15% skill cost. So what you would do is do 100 times. No. So since it's 100 cost, it would just make it go up to 115. If that's correct, assuming if that's correct, because it's 15%. So what you do is you have the skill cost for her electricity for her first ability is 100 exactly. Well, with the increase of 15 cost, it would be an increase of 15 on top of what her electricity cost is, meaning it would be um 15% of 100 if I'm correct. And with 15% of 100, that'd be only 15 added more, obviously. I'm assuming you just hit 0.15 because that turns into 15% when you move the decimal, and then you times it by whatever the skill cost is. So I like the skill cost for let's see. Which one is a good one? Like electricity cost for this is 266, right? So 266 times 0.15 will be 39.9 added. So you do that plus the 266 now, you'd be at a skill cost of a 305.9. So if you don't run anything on your build that decreases the skill cost, you're not going to be able to increase you're not going to be able to use your ability again. And see, this is what I don't understand, why people all use the Slayer set. A lot of people lose the Slayer set almost on anything, right? They no farming. No, oh, it was bossing. I changed it to bossing. I need to change it up. But I'll do that later. But I don't understand why a lot of people use the Slayer set because see, understandable. For instance, it'd be understandable if I got on. Let's see, let pick real quick. Right? If I get on Lepic, it would be understandable if it for instance, the skill cost here, well MP cost is 40, right? Well, if you throw the Slayer set on, for one, it's 40. Now the only downside is you run the Slayer set, you're gonna use overclock first before you use this. Use an overclock, it would be an MP of 24, right? Using the overkill is an MP of 40 with the continuous MP of 30, right? That's 40. So basically, you get 24. 24 times 0.15 plus 24. 27.6 for the MP cost, right? And then for the MP cost here, 27.6, 40 times, I don't know, yeah, times 0.15 plus 40 plus 27.6, you'd be at 73.6 just to activate both of the abilities, not counting the continuous MP for that. And in most scenarios, I get about 12 shots off. Well, you do 12 times the continuous MP, because if I'm correct, continuous MP is per shot, if I'm correct. I'm going to assume it's per shot. I could be wrong, though. I don't use Lepic like that to actually go based off that. But say continuous MP is, right? It doesn't necessarily tell you, what the continuous MP is. I'm assuming the continuous MP is the duration is 11.4 seconds. That's not the that's just the amount of time that you can hold the gun out for, his cannon. Continuous damage duration is how much damage you do with the ball when you shoot it after the initial damage. So what I'm going to assume, and the continuous damage interval is 0.5. I'm going to assume, so basically, if I'm correct about the amount of each shot, 73.6 is so far the MP cost, right? Well, even with the MP right here, max MP, my MP is sitting at 352, right? After activating both of those abilities, my MP is going to be sitting at 278.91, right? Just let's say 279, right? Let's say I get 12 shots off with the, you know what? I'm going to make it go down. Let's say I get 10 shots off with Lepic, right? 10. That's 10 times 30 is 300 MP already. Because each shot is 30 times the 10 shots. If it goes based off that, that's 300. So that's why it's very, very, very important to make sure not only is your duration up, but also important to have a bunch of MP recovery on Lepic, so you can have your MP back by the time you start shooting. Because with the regular continuous MP, if it is per shot you do, and you get 10 shots off, you're talking about 300. And I said we were at 279. So in theory, I'm not even going to get my 10 shots off. In theory. That's why I would advise when you run this build, probably be good to run some type of skill cost modifier. But that's a whole different ball game. Like, I even running max MP right now. Like, if I was to take max MP off, right? I'm down to 306. Yeah, that's why I'm telling you. I'm assuming you can one hit a boss, yes, but bosses, I should say. You can one hit bosses. But the problem about this build is it requires too much on your reactor and external components. Basically, on your reactor, you either want damage, or you want damage and skill cost, or damage and either both damage or damage and skill cost is what you would want, in my opinion. And then for the external components, since this is a glass cannon build already, you're gonna want to run MP recovery in combat. Then for this one, I think it is. What is it? This one? I think it's this one. Well, let's get off that. Well, you know, it's easier this way. What you're gonna want to do is where is it? Oh no, here, it's in here. Okay. External components. So one of them you're gonna want to run MP recovery in combat. The other one you're gonna want is MP recovery out of combat probably. And then the other one you want is MP recovery modifier. So basically, if you get the MP recovery in combat, you don't even need the one out of combat. You get the MP recovery in combat and whatever number it is, and then you get the increased MP recovery modifier. Basically what you would do is, like for instance, right here, MP recovery out of combat is 0.5, MP recovery in combat is 0.28, right? But as you can see, I don't have any MP recovery modifier. So those are just my solid numbers. Now, if I have MP recovery out of combat and MP recovery in combat, and then I had a MP recovery modifier, that modifier would probably be multiplied by one of these to get you a new number. I'm assuming that's how it would work, but don't quote me on that. I'm still getting into all the number stuff. But I'm pretty sure that sounds like how it would work. And you would want to get those 3 slots, and then after that you would probably want to put resistances on, because the whole point of Lepic is, in my opinion, is just use him on colossal fights. So you want at least MP recovery in combat, and then MP recovery modifier, and then MP recovery out of combat, because when you use the ability overclock, if you have MP recovery out of combat and then you use the overclock before the boss lands, you're going to get an increase of a 0.5 of out of combat. Well, you're gonna get that no matter what, because who knows what the MP recovery modifier out of combat is. I don't even think I have one. Surprisingly, I don't have one. But like here, right here, MP recovery out of or in combat. MP recovery in combat. MP recovery in combat. Okay, never mind. I need the MP recovery modifier, MP recovery out of combat, to see if those numbers change. I'll be going external component hunting sooner or later. I'm gonna be getting off soon. I just wanted to get on and do the daily stuff. Sadly, I didn't take full advantage of the 1 hour and 45 minutes because I've been doing this, but I did take slight advantage of it because I was able to finish making my build basically. Her So these are what I'm running right now. I'm gonna take that off right now, just for now. I think I'm gonna keep hit rate focus on here for sure. So I'm probably going to throw an R on here because it gives me crit damage at 13 and accuracy. So the better accuracy, the better in my opinion. So I think I'm going to run this. Matter of fact, what's my accuracy at now? 21 and 40. So 16 and 31. And then you want to do minus 40%. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm good. Oh, I'm definitely good. That is actually crazy. Now, I'm actually kind of curious, though. What would a maxed out Hawkeye do then? I don't think there's going to be a such thing of getting this bow. Like, maybe you can get the aim shot down to, up to 50. But the hip fire, you're not going to get it higher than 30, probably. Probably not. Probably not. I'm going to definitely use hit rate focus for the crit. And then I'm using the better concentration for crit. And then obviously using electricity enhancement. Now I'm curious about the electricity enhancement. How would electric attack and then electricity enhancement go? So electric attack is 1672. As electric attack equal to 30% of firearm attack. So basically 30% of this firearm attack will be increased. So in reality, this might be actually better to use, even though you lose, you go back down below 1.5 crit, you get 33,929 firearm attack, and then you would get 30% of this. So let's see real quick. I'm not even going to go based off the electric attack I have on the weapon itself. I'm just going to go solely off this. Let's just do 33,900 instead of 33,929. We're just going to go 33,900 times the 0.3. 10,000, basically 10,000 something of the 33,000 attack, basically 34,000 attack is going to be extra. So on top of the 33,929 firearm attack you're hitting with, not counting crit, not counting anything else, just the 33,929, you'll get an extended of 10,000. And so like with the 33,900 times the 0.3, I got 10,170. Obviously I didn't do the 29.46. So you get the 33,900 hit, and then you also get the 10,170 hit. So with both of them combined together is what your new hit would be. Obviously that won't be your all in one hit. You'll see the hit that you get with the regular gun, and then right after that you'll see your electricity hit too. Now I don't know what the and I don't know how to add electric attack to your I don't but you know what? I'm gonna look that up real quick. So I'm assuming the electric attack that you get on your rolled weapon would add to the electric with this. So like say how I said that I got like 10,000 and something with this, you probably add the 1,650, I mean 1,672 with whatever you get from this, and then you get that on top of the regular damage. I'm assuming that's how electric attack or any of the element attack works. With that in mind, it kind of sounds like putting a elemental attack mod on your roll might not even be as useful as you think it is, because it's not really adding a high number. I mean, that number is high in reality for like regular enemies, but for bossing, that might not really make a difference. It's probably better to add weak point, because your weak point gives you a percentage to add to your percent that you already have. Like, not percent you already have, but your weak point times already. Can put one more on, or I can just max this one out, but I can't really max it out right now. That still gives me minus 60, but it does put me over the 2 mark. I'm trying to think if it'd be better to add that or add this or add that. Like this one, it's gonna give me 233,000. The reload is not as bad because like if I put that and then also put that, the reload's gonna be almost 3 seconds. 3 seconds. It's crazy. Like I'm not even lying. 3 seconds is actually almost crazy if you ask me. Let's see. Okay, I mean I could get a 2.025 or I could take that off and then put this to get a boost in firearm attack and critical hit damage. Because now I increased the crit to 1.76 and I increased the firearm attack, which also will increase my electric enhancement attack because it's 30% equal to that. I mean, I could get more for my electrical attack if I put this, but then I lose crit, like a major amount of crit. So, best thing would probably put this one. Instead of being in the 1 millions for the DPS, I'm basically at the 1 million mark. But now, I don't have to physically worry about taking a hit in crit just to get firearm attack. I get both, but just not as major in the firearm attack area. And then my reload time modifier will only go up to 2 seconds now, because concentrated priority will make it go up by way more. But 1.76 compared to a like a 1 point, because look, it's 33.9. This is giving me 10. I'm only losing out on 23.9 firearm critical hit damage, which is not a major when your critical hit damage times multiplier is literally a 1.762. It's just gonna go up to 2.025 if I'm correct. It's not gonna be a big amount, like masterly a difference in my opinion. And then for the last one, I could run magazine or weak point insight or something. I can run any of these other ones. Now I just gotta figure out when I want to re-roll this electric attack to weak point, if I want to use weak point or not on this build. Okay. Now let's see. Do I want to do anything on this one? I got all the major ones done, but I don't know if chill is the actual good. Adding chill, I don't know if that's actually the best. I will say Legion of Darkness. What is Legion of Darkness? I have Legions. I pulled something up that did tell me Legions. Okay, let's see. Legion of Darkness weakness. Legion of Darkness faction is fire, I think. So its elemental weakness is chill. So yeah, you want to run chill. Yeah, you do want to run chill, because that is the weakness. Okay, that's not bad. I don't like how it has an electrical attack base on this, though. It has a firearm attack and then electrical attack. I wish that was chill instead, but hey. I need to get chill attack and the bonus firearm attack up on this build for sure. And then rounds per magazine you want to keep, because it's not about the damage, because you know the void vessels and everything, it's about the ball thing. This gun is specifically made for the void vessel. Now, who knows if they're going to use that void vessel for future content or not, so that's why I'm really not adding more to this build. Matter of fact, I can take weapon tuning off for the rounds per mag. Which, where am I at for the rounds per mag? 65? I go down back to 62. I could run it later, I don't need to run it now. If I find out that they do something in the future, then yes, but right now I'm gonna go upgrade shield priority.
Welcome to the modules lab.
I can. No, I can't. I don't got enough. Okay. Well, you know what? I can actually put that gun up. Actually, no, keep it until the event's over, because yeah, I'm gonna use it. Excava though, I don't think I'm gonna use this gun for a while. I actually stopped catalyzing it recently because there's no point. It has electric attack, firearm attack. You'll want to run a electric hand spin on it. But right now I'm not gonna run anything. Catalyze it 4 times and I'm gonna keep it that way until I feel like that gun is gonna ever be useful. I don't want to run like waste catalyst on something anymore that I'm not gonna use. Okay, first on the list would be, where'd it go? Do I have it equipped? Oh, I do. That's why. So I'm gonna level this one up, level this one up, level these 2 up, level that up, level the executioner, maybe the pistols, the blue beetle. So put away this one for sure. Okay, what next weapon do I want to do? You know what, I'm gonna pull out the clairvoyance and see if I can make a difference with that gun. Kingsguard Lance, I'm not really in the mood right now, so Plus it's gonna be too much. Restore a relic. I'm gonna look into something. If it's restore a relic, and then where's the other rocket that is good? Singvor's proof. I'm gonna see which one's better, and then I'm gonna work on a rocket launcher. See, the Python is one of those weapons. I kind of want to make another version of it because of the fact that I want to have a crit Python that I can run on like Enzo or something. But then I want to also make a normal Python that I don't have to actually use a certain Descendant for. So that's the only reason why I don't want to mess with it. I'm gonna take the Fallen Hope and look at it real quick too. Snipers, I'm not a big, I'm not gonna mess with those real quick. I would look at the Divine Punishment real quick. Okay. Let's equip both of the rockets first. Okay. Crit rate is 35. Wow. Crit damage is 1.76. Rounds per mag is 8. Piercing attribute status and weak point. Toxic attack. Damn. 50, and I catalyzed this once. So Signet Force proof. Let's see the fires a sticky bomb when shooting while aiming. The launch bomb will automatically detonate after a certain period of time after sticking to a enemy. When aim is cancelled, all attached bombs will detonate at the same time, regardless of whether the countdown has been completed. Upon detonation, sticky bombs will inflict fire burn, basically burn, on damaged enemies. Basic information. Rounds per magazine -2. So upgrading it more and more, you get 2 rounds minus, but you start out with 8 then. Sticky bomb duration time is 7. Duration is 3 seconds for the burn. Damage interval is 1 second, and then max stacks are 8. Additional damage, firearm damage times 10%. Let's look at this one. Crit rate's lower. Everything's lower on this gun. Fire attack 87, explosive attack. So 122 and 87, while this one is 97 and 27. This one's powerful in the department of explosive attack and fire attack, but it's not in all the other categories. But let's look at the unique ability. Fires a guided round with a set chance of hitting an enemy with a guided round. Inflicts ancient fire to the target's enemy with a set chance. Trigger rate's 100% off, obviously, for the guided round. Ancient fire, trigger rate is 25%, meaning basically you're going to have to fire like 4 shots at least. Trigger rate's 25, duration 3, damage intervals 1, additional damage is plus firearm damage times the 40%. So in theory, you'll probably be better off using this one, but who knows which one is really better. Okay, now let's look at the Fallen Hope and the Divine Hope. Okay, Fallen Hope, obviously the crit rate's only at 13.78. Base stat is 12 though. 12 and 1.7. It's not that it's not bad, but it's not the best. You're gonna have to put accuracy definitely on this build because the base stat is unique ability minus is 20%. Base stat is 83 and 88. So 66 and 71 because of minusing the unique ability, sadly. You get a toxic attack of 4,700 with the 14,000 firearm attack. Or I mean 12,800 for base. Plus the toxic. On hitting a poisoned enemy, firearm attack 30%. I'm guessing that means plus 30% to the firearm attack. So in theory, this gun would actually be really well with playing with Freyna. A lot of people are like, well, there's so many other weapons. That's true, but if you think about it, the Fallen Hope with a 30% increase to the firearm attack, I'm assuming inflicts poison on enemies damaged by this explosion. And obviously if they get damaged by the explosion, they get hit with this. But off of this subject, don't even worry about this. But on hitting a poison enemy, firearm attack 30. Well, let's look. 30, right? The base attack is 12,800 and let's do this. 12,813 times 0.3 is 3,843, right? Plus 12,813 is 16,656.9, right? That's without any other boosting, right? But if we go in here and say that boost doesn't happen until you hit an enemy, meaning it's gonna multiply after everything else is already done. So let's do action and reaction. Rifle reinforcement. Now firearm attack is 24,729. Because it doesn't theoretically say it goes by the base. It just says it goes based by the firearm attack 30%. I'm assuming it's 30% of the firearm attack you already have. But we're going to find out real quick. We're going to find out. We're going to do this one and this one. And why not we do firearm attack critical hit 36. Why not we do this one? Get the most out of our firearm attack. 33,313, right? Okay, we got that. So with getting that down, let's go to
What do you get?
Freyna real quick. Let's go test this theory.
Welcome, Descendant.
Let's see. I'm gonna test it two ways. I'm gonna test it with no mods on, and I'm gonna test it with these mods. Let's see real quick. Kinda sucks because I have so many damn attacks going on. I got toxic and chill going on. Why do I got chill going on? I have no chill. Why do I have chill going on? I don't... There's no chill attack on this gun. Huh. 14 and 26 for crit. 14 and 26 for crit, right? Well, 14 and 26. Okay. 14 and 26. Okay, 14 and 26. Let's take off all this stuff and see what happens now. So it does multiply by what we have. So now I'm at 6 to 13. And then 1 and 2, 1 and 2, right? 1 and 2. Let's see. Let's go back and add that. That. That's gonna give me the most bang out of my butt. 14. 1 and 2 still. So it's 14,000. No matter how you look at it, it's gonna be 14,000 and 7,000 basically. It's definitely higher. So not much higher though. Like we're only hitting for 14, and internal willpower is still gonna be more better than that. So honestly, it'd be eh. Let's put this gun back on real quick. I need to look at it real quick. I want to continue. Fire attack, firearm attack. Crit rate, crit damage, weak point. Honestly, this gun, in my opinion, would only be good for Eugen, because granting a buff to allies, excluding yourself, will grant the unique effect meditation to yourself. So granting a buff to allies, excluding yourself, will grant the unique effect meditate to yourself. Recovering an ally's HP, shield, MP, custom resources, excluding yourself, will grant the unique effect praise to yourself. Inflicting a debuff on the enemy will grant the unique ability glory to yourself. Glory. So inflicting a debuff on an enemy will grant the unique effect glory. 30 seconds, max stats 25, and then that firearm attack. But debuff on an enemy with Eugen is gonna be kind of hard.
What do you get?
Right? Let's see. I'm gonna look real quick. Nope, that's a debuff. Allergy.
Not to get hurt.
So if I build a build around the allergy,
Get to me.
I in theory will be able to do a debuff, being able to get the increaseness. And then if I use this first ability, which does the HP, I will get the other one. But then I'd have to have that one will probably only be useful on the colossal fights, because this one will heal me too and heal the team. This one grants stimulation to nearby allies receiving help. Healing proportion to the number of times they were hit. When simulation ends, the skill recovery this skill's recovery increases only when the total amount that make up skill power reaches a certain amount.
My dream is for you all not to get hurt. But nothing at all will get to me.
This, I'm assuming, also is helping your allies. So these two debuff and this is help your allies. Okay. So in theory, I couldn't try to make the gun better, but I don't know how that would work. How much time do I got left? 59 minutes. I need to put this one on to level that one up. Put this one to level that one up. Put that one there.
What? Oh.
I'm actually gonna use Ajax instead, because I'm gonna try to get his build done that I need to get done. You know what? Should I do Ajax or should I do you? No, I said I was gonna do Eugen. I'll just do Eugen another day then, and I'll just max out Haley. Here's one of them. Oh, there's the other one. Okay, I got all of them then. Now we shall just go and go over here real quick. This, if I can buy anything else real quick. The colors. Don't need any of those. So I just need to buy 3 of these. I can buy 1 right now. So I need I got 13. I need 2 more to buy 1. And then 15. So I need a total of 17 more to get the rest of what I really want. And then here, I don't need anything either, so. So do it. So basically by the time I'm done getting her and Glee maxed out to level 40, I should be at a time with the 50% XP boost. And then also, I should be at enough to buy those last 2. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to do much damage. I'm just doing this to level up quickly at this moment. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do anything else. Nope, no siree. Ain't going to do anything else. I will guess I'm gonna stop my broadcasting now because poor connection quality apparently.